Hi, Flosstube. I'm back. So welcome back to all my returning viewers, and a very warm welcome to anyone who is new here. My name is Christina. I live here in Sweden. Please do all the Flosstube things, like, comment. If you like what you see and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, and hit the bell and you'll be notified whenever I post a new Flosstube. So, as you might notice, I'm somewhere new. That is because we moved house in August. So it went really, really quick. Barely had our house out for sale, and we had someone come look, and he put an offer, and we found this place, and in less than a week, all the contracts were signed, and we moved in the middle of August. So yeah, it went really fast. And looking back, so I calculated on my stitching, and I've actually done more in August, despite moving house. Well, I've done more than I did in July, which is funny. I've also been ill this past week. It started on Monday with just a migraine, and I managed to get that under control so I could. So on Tuesday I worked. I didn't have to sit in front of the computer most of the day. So all of most of the day, like maybe 70%, I wasn't in front of a computer screen, which was probably for the best. I started feeling a bit like my migraine was coming back at the end of Tuesday. So I was like, I don't know if I'll come in on Wednesday, kind of humming and hawing. But Wednesday morning, I was like, no, I'll stay home. I'll rest up, get this migraine gone, and Thursday will be good. I can go back to work on Thursday, no problem. So Wednesday rolls around, starts to progress, and as the day progresses, I start to feel more and more and more sick. I had a stuffy nose. I could feel it in my sinuses here. I had a really sore throat. I was just, this isn't just a migraine that I thought it was at the beginning of the week. I thought it was just a migraine. But as the Wednesday progressed, I was like, nah, I can't go to work on Thursday. So I told my boss. She's like, cool, no problem, stay home, it's fine. And on Thursday, my son was like, Mom, I feel like a train wreck. I feel like a train has hit me, and I don't feel well. And I'm like, well, of course you don't. So he got to stay home sick from school. Friday, he and I are both feeling slightly better. But my husband starts to feel poorly. Not enough that he has to call in sick from work. But he's like, yeah, I think you guys got me too. Like, Oh, of course we did. So that was a little funny. So he's feeling it today. My son's pretty much back to his old self. I'm still feeling it. I'm still like, oh, I'm tired. Like the sick tired. But otherwise, my energy is starting to come back. I can still feel it a little bit in my nose. I don't have a sore throat anymore, which is nice. But yeah, I can feel like there's something in my throat that wants to come. Like it feels like there's something there that's stuck. But anyway, so I'm starting to feel better at least, which is great, and that probably contributed to why I could get a lot stitched per se, to compensate me moving. I don't know, but I'll take it. I would have rather not have been ill, but hey ho. So anyway, stats for August so far. We have 2 more days of August still. I have not done my temperature stitching for yesterday or today, but I'll talk about that under temperature stitching. Anyway, so I have had 2 new starts. One of them I blame my friend Suzanne for completely. It's all her fault. She follows someone, and they have started a SAL from that artist, and the artist is Kim Jacobs, and her paintings are really reminiscent of the Swedish artist Carl Larsson, and I love his paintings. I've grown up with them on my mom's walls. My grandparents have hung prints of his stuff, and I just really love the feel, and that artist happened to be like that. So of course, yes, I jumped on the bandwagon and started one of her pieces. And I also started a test stitch, so that's why I have 2 new starts. I have no finishes. Oh, I need to get stuff done, but next month, maybe. Anyway, so no finishes. I've worked on 4 projects in total, excluding temperature stitching, and that includes the 2 new starts. But in total, as far as I've been able to count, I have done 8,253 stitches so far this month. I have worked on a stamped kit that I do not have a digital pattern for, so I can't calculate the number of stitches I've done on that. So it's 8,253 and then some. So what did I start? Well, let's start with my test stitch. So this is my start. And believe it or not, this is Wolf with glasses. It is designed by Sol Galleria. It's the same designer that I did Beauty of Easter from. These are very, like, really colorful, very pop art-ish. Very, very easy to follow patterns. I was lucky to get mine also available in a saga format. Yay! So I'm working in saga with this one, and it is done on 28 count opalescent even weave, and from Tom and Lily Creations. They are French, so anyone in the EU, go check them out. Lily is the dyer behind the fabric and the floss, and she is a really lovely person. I love her. She's really great, very nice, super sweet. So this was part of a pack where I got 3 small cuts of even weave. One of them I've already used, that I still need to FFO completely, but yeah. So this is done with 2/1 half cross, just to help move it along a bit faster, so I can get this done for the designer. And I started that on the 1st of August. I have done 594 stitches, putting me currently at 3.60%. Yeah. So next one, this is Suzanne's fault. So this is the one I started thanks to her, and there are a lot of part threads, so I've tried to wrangle them. And let's see if I'll focus. Come on. It won't focus. Okay. So this itty bitty start. You can totally tell what it is, right? Well, you can, I guess. You can see this is the top of like pan, or like a pot, you would say, because up here some candles are going to come in hanging. And I think if I remember on the pattern correctly, like this is what they're like just above it, like that. And then there's a stove that comes in down here. So what pattern is this? If you can't tell. So this is the Apiary by Kim Jacobs. Regular size, regular color, done on 32 count fabric, 1/1 half cross. I don't usually grid, but as you can see, I've done so. And why did I do that, you ask? Well, because my smart self started in here, in the middle, and I got lost. I had no idea what color I had done, where, because they were so similar, the colors I started with, and I had no idea. So I gridded. I did a 4x4 grid, and on Saga, I've been able to like isolate that part. So when I finish that 4x4 grid, my plan is to either go up here, to the side here, or down one. I haven't decided yet. but it's a great pattern. It looks really cute. I mean, there's corgis. The only thing that would have made it better if one of the corgis was like going around the corner and you could see like really cute corgi butt. But it's really cute. And it's really cute. So, like I said, the artist behind the pattern piece is Kim Jacobs. It is charted by Head, Heaven and Earth Designs. And I started this because Suzanne told me about a channel and Facebook group called Slow Stitch with Yogi. No, Slow Stitch Yogi is the channel name. And they have started a SAL called Kim Jacobs Wednesday SAL. So you can stitch on whatever Kim Jacobs every Wednesday. They get together. Yogi does a live stream where she stitches on a Kim Jacobs. And I'm like, no, I don't need anything new. And then I saw the mini of that one. And yeah. I was like, there was a sale going on. Unfortunately, Michelle of Heaven and Earth Designs, her husband passed. And I think the sale was to raise money for a charity, I think. So I'm like, great. I can do something good at the same time. Yeah. So I started that on the 11th of August. I have done 1,206 stitches so far, and I have done 0.49%. I swear my friends are not helping keeping my whip count down. Y'all need to stop. Stop showing me pretty stuff. I can find that on my own. Thank you very much. I'm very good at that. So, next, we're gonna do temperature stitching. So now I need to remember. Okay, so temperature stitching originated from Siska stitches. Jem the Craftinated Crafter adjusted it because Siska stitches had numbered 0 to 25 or something like that. She had a lot of whips. Jen pulled it down, so it's 10 whips, and you number them 0 to 9 or 1 to 0, and depending on the high of the day, you stitch that number, or if it's a 2-digit number, you do the second digit as what whip. So who else have, and I was hearing Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher, he was talking about it a lot, so I'm like, maybe I should do that. And then I watched Stewart's and Stitches. No, Stewart's? Is it Stewart's and Stitches? I think so. So he does it where he doesn't, Darren, he'll look like in advance for a week ahead. But Stuart, he looks the day of, and so that's what I do. I don't use the BBC weather app. I use the Swedish version to check the weather for where I live. And so far this month, it has been 0, 1, and 8 has been called the most. Yeah, 0, 1, and 8. And I did remember to take photos what they looked like before I started working on them in the beginning of the month. Yay, go me. Probably because I put it in my journal to do. So I'll be doing that for September as well, just so I can remember. So without further ado, let's go through my projects. So 0 is this. It is February from the Cricut collection. I'm working in this R here. And since I do have a before photo, this is what it looked like at the beginning of the month before I worked on it. And so let me find it. Okay. Let's see. So this is okay. Okay, wait. I'm ill. Okay, that's my excuse. I'm ill. Let me wrangle this fabric a bit more. Okay, so this is where I've gotten to, which is pretty good progress. I mean, that's almost the whole R. And this thumb kind of disappears, but yeah. So I still got a bunch to do. There's like, well, it's a pretty much like a Venetian mask, so I have a lot of feathers and whatnot to do here. So yeah, I have a long way to go. But such is the way of things. So back there. That way. And and the fabric is 40 count even weave from Coffee Craft Fabrics. So no name. She doesn't name her fabrics. They're all one of a kind. Get what you get. She can't redo them. She can try if you ask, but it won't be the same. So next we have number 1, and that is this. So it is the Japanese fabric sampler number 1. The designer is Annette Schwarzmüller, and I got this from her shop on Etsy. It's called Whoopee Cat something. And I'm currently working in this fabric here, mainly this big medallion here in the middle. I've gotten quite decent progress in on it. It's the pattern is really great. I can't get it into Saga, unfortunately, but it works fine in markup, so I can keep track of it there. This is what it looked like at the beginning of the month, and this is what it's looking like now. So I've outlined here at the side, really starting to put in the black here in the middle medallion. Yeah, all of this is done up here. So slowly making my way down this first fabric. It is done 2/1 half cross on 25 count even weave. Next is number 2, which was called twice, and that is Emerald, the Fae Cottage, part of the Emerald series from Tilton Crafts. The artist is the Wild Daisy 123, and this is what it will look like in the end. Except I won't have the white background, I'll have a green background. And this is what it looked like at the beginning of the month. I have stitched on this twice, and I have done a total, oh, I didn't tell you what I did. Okay, so on the first one, on February, I did 766 stitches. On the Japanese fabric sampler, I've done 970 stitches. On this Fae Cottage, I've done 220 stitches. And I have been so I've been filling in like part of the house. Yeah, I think I did mostly 2 colors on that. Get my stitches in. Okay, so next is number 3, and that is Rebel from Karen Hallion, part of her Pop Culture She series. And so this is Princess Leia. It was called Once, and I have done 142 stitches. And if I recall correctly, so this is what it looked like at the beginning of the month, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I mostly just finished Rebel, pulled these 2 borders down, and started working a bit on this side border here. And to really make the pop borders kind of pop, I have done the black in full cross, and everything else will be in half cross. So that's what I've been doing. It's coming along slowly, very slowly, but it all depends on the weather, so. Next, we have another one that was called Only Once this month, and that is Dark Queen of the Earth. It was a SAL 2022, I want to say. Didn't keep up with it, obviously, since it's 2025 and I'm still working on it. I think I am in this part here, working down here, I think. Yeah, I think so. Well, maybe, no, I think maybe it's this side I'm working on. Anyway, it was called Once. I did a total of 126 stitches on it. So it looked like this at the beginning of the month, and let's see. So this is the side I'm working on, and this is where I've gotten to. think I did mostly like this grayish green here, maybe a bit of this green here. Yeah. It is done on a fabric you can't get anymore, but it is from Chromatic Alchemy. 16 count, I think. So number 5. This was called Twice, and I did 212 stitches on it. This is what it will look like when finished. It is called Dragon and Roses. It is by Ina Baidenko. Ina Baidenko. I've written it down. It's coming along great. This is what it looked like at the beginning of the month. And 212 stitches later, and this is what we've got. It's amazing. So I'm currently working like up here on the side, working in the different colors, just bringing it up so I can go down and over. He looks so good. Love this pattern. It's really great. It works. It's a saga pattern, which I'm really happy for. With all the blends in this, saga is a must. Number 6, Moonlit Pond by Stitching Itchings on Etsy. This will not go into pattern. It will not go into, it doesn't work in Pattern Keeper according to my friend Suzanne, and neither will it convert into Saga, unfortunately. Which is a shame, but this is what it'll look like when finished. I'm working down here in the bottom. And yeah. It's a beautiful pattern. It'll look beautiful when finished. But I really wish it had been done so I could get it into Saga. But hey ho, this is what it looked like at the beginning of the month. It has only been worked on once for a total of 108 stitches. So I don't think you'll see a lot of progress, but I am slowly trying to work my way down to the bottom of this pattern. Has a lot of part threads. Yeah, so down here at the bottom is where I'm working. It's easy when it hasn't been called a lot, so there's just one color at the bottom, so it's nice and easy block stitching, sort of. Still need to count and whatnot, but it's going good. This is on 28? No. I don't remember, but it's from an Italian dyer. Heartstring Designs, even weave. It's beautiful fabric. Really love it. So if you're in the EU and want a dyer, check her out. She's great. Okay, number 7. Beachcomber from Carolyn Manning Designs. I'm working on this side, moving this way. This is what it looked like at the beginning of the month. It has been called once, and I have done 127 stitches. So here is where it's gotten to. Mostly just trying to stitch in the ends so I can get them done, and try and do maybe more like color by color, kind of color completing, or something to that extent, so I don't have threads hanging everywhere on every single project. So that was that. Next is number 8, called 6 times. I have yet to do yesterday's stitching on that. So far it has gotten 593 stitches, and this is what it will look like. Chaos Coordinator. I'm working here in this leaf here, and then it's time to move up here. I think these Monstera leaves are no joke. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm working that way. Probably do this Monstera leaf next, and then come up this way, just to not do, I don't know. So this is what it looks like at the beginning of the month, and this is what it looks like now. So I'm doing this with like silk floss that I happen to have. Yeah, it's looking good. Trying to go for a more chaotic theme with it. Pick and choose different colors and whatnot to really emphasize the whole chaos bit. It's a fun pattern. This is done on another one of the Tom and Lily Creations fabric bits. This one is Glacier. And last but not least, we have number 9, which is Words to Live By series. This was also a SAL back in the day. I'm working in this center block here, and I've worked here on this forest bit a lot. Yeah. So at the beginning of the month, this is what it looked like, and this is what it looks like now, or in a minute. Okay. So this is, okay. So this is what I've got done. So for my sanity's sake, I might pull out white and count from this corner here over on the block, just to be sure it fits. Because if it fits on this side, I know it'll fit on this side because it's off that way, off center a bit. So if it fits here, it'll fit here. But yeah. And since I need to do it for today's temperature, I would probably work on that for that. So, and that was called a total of 4 times, including today. And I have done 388 stitches on it, not including today. So, quite happy. So, whips. Let's do, okay. So as you know, my focus piece is After the Rain by Ekaterina Borezhka. It's done on a 28 count hand dyed by me even weave, and it's all thanks to Laura at I Stitch Birds. She showed this pattern that she bought on her channel, and I loved it. I'm not a light house person, but I just love the moodiness of this pattern, and I really loved it. So I got it, and you know what? Okay, so let's take this one off as well. So this is the top. Okay, it's still in my hoop, but this is the area left that needs full crosses still. I have added 2,801 stitch. Yes, I could have added a bit more, and I probably will today or tomorrow, but I am at 75.46%. Yes! I might get this done by the Essex Needles Retreat of 2025. That would be awesome. That's my goal. I'm not going to count myself out yet. It's still over 3,000 stitches, just crosses, and then almost 3,000 back stitches. So it's a lot left. But I'm going to try. I am going color by color from top down, and I have now gotten to this color, which has a butt ton of stitches to fill in all over. Yes. We're going to give it a good shot and see how far we can get. And then we have the last one, which is Cartoon Town. It is a stamp kit from the brand Mona Lisa. It is done on 11 count with silk floss. It's not actual silk, it's more probably like rayon, and I have been graciously allowed to borrow a scroll stand or desk attachment for scroll rods from my friend Suzanne. So I put this on scroll rods. And okay, I'm working on this with Nessa from Cross Stitching with Nessa, I think is her channel name. So this is what I've gotten done. My tree is looking amazing. Check it. Check it out. It's looking so good. I'm currently working on this completely yellow, which is a light brown. And it's looking so good. I love it. So that was that. I have no idea how much I've done. If I happen to have a before picture, I don't think I do. Oh. I've put it over into my Stitch-a-Majig bag, and this is what it will look like eventually. So I'm working in this tree here, and it. Okay, so it continues down, so that's why. Okay, and then there's this house here. So that's what I'm working on. And this is my Stitch-a-Majig bag. It's an amazing bag. She is on Etsy. I do have another bag from her as well. But yeah. Okay. So, almost at the end. So I asked for you to vote on my last video. What should my other focus piece be next month? Besides my After the Rain. And with 2 votes, Gone to Pieces won. Nessa voted for Zen Moss Garden, which is my chatelaine. And I think what I'll do is, because I want to bring a chatelaine to the Essex Needles retreat, I think I'll bring that with me and try and get some work done on it there. And instead of a 1,500 stitch rotation, I'm going to do it as 500. So every 500 or so stitches, I'll swap these patterns out, because this one is at 72 or 73% done. So it's really close to finish as well. So hopefully a good rotation will help me get this to the finish line. So this is what it looks like for now. As you can see, I have 2 blocks completely filled in. This one is with Moonglow and from Karen. It's not a water lilies, it's a cotton. And this one is Karen Water Lilies, Scheherazade. So I have quite a few colors for the other blocks, other puzzle pieces. I'll leave this one for now, I think, and maybe I'll focus on, what should we do? Maybe I'll keep along the bottom and do this block here. There's an alligator in the puzzle piece. And I have quite a few ends that need to be stitched over so I can cut them. Now I just need to think what I should put there. I'm thinking either I can do Water Lilies Umbria, which is there. Okay. So greens and pinks and whatnot. Or I could do Cherry, which has some browns and some pinks in it. What do you think? So there is Scheherazade. And then we have Umbria. and cherry. Not sure. We'll see. Might do Umbria. That might be fun. Yep. See how far it gets me. I still need technically a few more water lilies. Need to order a few more for because each of the puzzle pieces I want to be a different color. So each puzzle piece will have their own color. And I have I have 4 colors. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would need 1 more colorway, I think. Yeah, so that's 1 puzzle piece. So I would need 1 more colorway. And then I'm done. So yeah, so that'll be the other one I work on. So I have been seeing online several Flosstubers I follow are taking part in a stitching game that's sports related, namely American football. I don't follow that. I don't understand the rules. I don't see the charm in watching it. So I'm not interested in that. However, I do watch Formula One. So I got to thinking, a nice game would be fun to help motivate me with maybe not my focus projects because those I'll work on anyway, but like my test stitching. I need to keep that moving. So I was like, maybe I could use my test stitching for this. So how could I make a game out of this to keep me motivated and to maybe be more involved in how things progress and how things are going in Formula One instead of just like having it on as background noise. So if you want to partake, you are naturally more than welcome to do so. And so this is what I have done. So the rules are as follows. Every Friday of the race weekend is practice. Not much you can do then. It's for the drivers so they can get to know the racetrack and how their car reacts to the track itself. Not much you can do there. I couldn't think of anything. So Saturday is qualifying. In order to know what start number they will have on race day, they do a qualifying where you try and get the fastest possible lap each qualifying sector, each qualifying heat, and the further up you go, the closer you can get to getting towards pole position, which is first spot. And it's quite important in most of the races, and it's a very important position to have because it's easier to maintain first place. So for qualifying, you have 3 heats. If you make it all the way. So what I've decided is to take the driver's number, and depending on the number of heats they make it through, you take the number of heats times their driving number. So for me, I'm gonna stick with Ferrari. That's how I got into the sport. So the drivers are Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, and Leclerc's number is 16 and Hamilton's driver number is 44. So if they make it through Q1, Q2, and Q3, that's 3 times their driving number. And if they only make it through Q1, so I would only do that just one times their driving number. If they make it through Q2, then twice. If one of my drivers gets pole position, like yay, that would be great. It hasn't happened often this year so far. Maybe once. So it's not been a great year, but hey ho. But if they get pole position, I have put that down as 100 stitches. So that's an extra 100 stitches. So that's Saturday done. And then on race day, which is on Sunday. So the final placement, meaning at the end of the race, what their ending position is, that times their driver number is the number of stitches. If they crash out, that is 500 stitches. Hopefully no driver does that, but so crashing out, 500 stitches. That's it. And then, because our drivers tend to get penalties for sometimes stupid stuff. Any penalty is stupid, but if they get a penalty, which does happen, each penalty is for 100 stitches. So if they incur a lot of penalties, it can be a lot of stitches. Or if they straighten up and drive right, maybe you don't get any. So it depends. And certain times of the year, there are so-called sprint races. Meaning on Saturday, you have 2 qualifyings and a sprint race as well. So for sprint races, it'll be kind of the same as for a normal race, but everything is half. So final placement times driver number divided by 2. Any penalty stitches will be halved as well. And the same for if they crash out. Then it's half. It's 250 stitches. And then you have, because it's a lot, the sprint weekends, they're not very often. I think the next one is in October. So it would be a lot of stitches. So I decided the sprint race part would be half. So join along. It'll be interesting to see how much you can do. If you have a suggestion for maybe like a hashtag we can use on Instagram, please drop it in the comments down below. It would be very interesting to see how you get on and what projects you use. So last but not least, I'll show you my journal. I did some experimenting with different layouts of the weeks. These are like my usual layouts for the weeks. I experimented using 2 pages for this one. I don't really use that much space, so probably won't do that again. Again, some experimentation with like how I would lay the days out. This was pretty okay. It kind of depended. It was nice to use more of my tapes, but yeah. And then we have September. Sunflower theme galore. I love sunflowers. So far this is my month of September. I need to put in my cleaning here. Haven't done that yet. So I've kind of shown you this page. So this is my race game. I need to add the crashing out rule. So these are my 2 focus pieces. I didn't need that much space in my other month, so I'll do it like this. And on Monday, I'll add the starting points, how much stitching I have left. Temperature stitching, you can see here. And I have my first week here, all ready to go. Yeah. So we are at the end. I can't think of much else to talk about, so I'll just end it here. Next time I'll post will be October 1st, and we'll see how things have gone for September. We'll see if I manage to finish after the rain in time for my retreat. And I'll show you some stuff from the Essex Needles retreat that I'm going to in September. Maybe I'll have some haul. I know I will. I've budgeted for that. So anyway, October 1st. I'll catch you then. See you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. And yeah, have a good one.